Sarah Hawkins and welcome to Clark Lindsey's Conversations. Today we are standing out here where our villas are. And so our villas are just east of Clark Lindsey. And today we are going to go into a Monarch Villa with Peg, one of our villa residents. And she's going to show you around her villa, talk about her artwork and all the things that she's doing to stay active in the community today. So come along with us.
Hi, I'm Peg. I'm here at the villa at Clark Lindsey Village. I've been a lot of places. I taught in northern Illinois for 30 years. Then I moved to Wisconsin. We built a house there, and then we built a house in Florida. And for 23 years, that's the way we lived. I grew up in a small town around here, and I didn't really want to be around there. It's kind of boring. So when before I moved here, what happened was my husband started getting sick, and he was having falls. So I didn't have a problem selling the home in Wisconsin because I really loved Florida. So we sold that house, and then we moved down into Florida. We already had a house down there. And luckily my house in Wisconsin sold real quickly. And we were in a rural area. I'm used to rural. This is the first time I've ever lived so close to people and cars and things. 'Cause I lived in a county in Wisconsin where there were more cows than people there. So that was kind of nice. But anyway, so then when we were down in Florida, I thought we would just stay there. Well, then my husband was getting out of the swimming pool and he fell and had a bad injury. So I took him in a nursing home, and I was looking all around Florida to different nursing homes. And this is really ironic because I hadn't found one yet. So anyway, my husband had another fall, and I was beginning to think maybe I should sell my other house. So here's how I found Clark Lindsey. When he was in the nursing home, the main nurse, I think she actually worked here. And she said to me, "Get him out of here. They're keeping you just because of Medicare. You need to find a good place to take him." And then she told me about Clark Lindsey. I'm like, wow. And she said, "I loved it there. It's a great place. You need to look at it." Okay, so now I played with a band every Friday at a fish house, and I would go talk to the audience when there was a break. So I go to this table of 4 people, and I said, "Well, where are you guys from?" And they said, "Urbana, Illinois." I said, "Why do you want to live there?" And they said, "It's a nice town, and our kids are there." I said, "Oh." Then they started talking about Clark Lindsey. I thought, wow, somebody's sending me a message here. So then I was going to call the guy who's the head of the place in Orlando, and he had been down here too. So anyway, he said on the phone, "Peg, you don't want to come up here. You wouldn't like it. You're a farm girl." I said, "Really?" He said, "It's so busy here, you wouldn't like it. You need to go look at Clark Lindsey." So that's what we did, and I looked like it was fine. So I sold, within 6 months, I sold both houses, and I moved. And it's been quite a journey, but I'm glad we're here, you know. My husband died a year ago. He was at Clark at the Meadowbrook, and he had great care there. And I thought, well, I'm going to move now. I'm just going to go back to Florida or somewhere. Well, then I was out on my bike in the Meadowbrook Park, and I fell. And I have this I still have a horrible wound I can show you. And I was bleeding like crazy because I'm on blood thinners. And I called Clark Lindsey, and they said, "We'll send you an ambulance." I said, "I don't want an ambulance, I'm going to walk home." And of course I'm bleeding all over the place. And some young gal said, "I'll walk with you." I said, "You don't have to do that." See, I'm very independent. I'm very getting the feeling of that. So I walked all the way back to here in the backyard, And the EMTs were already here, and one of the people at the Clark Lindsey was in my backyard, and I fainted. And they took care of me really good. And when my husband was still at Meadowbrook, I had open heart surgery. And Clark Lindsey was so kind to let me stay in a place where I could go visit him every day because of the pandemic. So I thought, well, my doctor said, you know, your soul is young, but your body isn't. So I thought, okay, maybe I should stay here. So that's what sealed it, yeah. Now I'm working just to find people in the area because I'm new here. This is the way I like to have fun, obviously. And my dentist wanted to buy that because he thought that was a great picture. So that was me greeting people. And we got to do the outside. Here is because butterflies love me. They'll land on me and I can't get them off. I think in my past life I was a butterfly. Okay? And I'm kind of skittish now. This was my husband. And this is kind of funny because we were in California, and it was New Year's Eve, and we were at a B&B, and we didn't have very many people, but we were out in the aisle, and we were partying, and we didn't have any hats. So I made everybody a hat. This is one of those things you put on a toilet to protect it. So I made everybody a hat. So, yeah. Okay, you want to go? You want to go meet my cat? She'll hide. This is Sunshine. If you want to get a picture of this. This is my painting. These are my photos. Hi, Kitty. Looky there. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Oh, look how brave you are. Yeah. She's about 2 years old, and she had a bad past, so she's afraid of people, but she and I have bonded wonderfully, and she follows me everywhere. So this is the spare bedroom. I never have any people staying overnight. This is the cat's bed. And here's where I work. I still do paintings, but I've been doing smaller ones because mine are so large, and I'm having a challenge to work so small. And this was where I taught. I taught art for 30 years, and my faculty would have a show then, and they had a theme, and here it was something about outside the world everything is calm, and there's my idea about it is there's a piranha eating me while everybody else is doing fine. And I have a lot of thing about water. I think water really is therapeutic. And this is an interesting painting. I didn't do it, but I'd been at the Art Institute in Chicago, and they were doing a lecture, and they said that Saint Cecilia was I have to see what this says. Patron saint of music, and her thing is the violin. And her birthday was the same as my birthday. So that's when I bought a violin, and I've learned to play the fiddle. Yeah. I had a friend who took my classes in Florida, and she sent me a picture similar to this. She's in Arizona now. And I taught her, just by sending pictures and things, how to paint this. So this is the small paintings. So I was doing it with her. Oh, this is just a friend of mine. It's a mobile. I know, I have a lot of weird things, don't I? They're things I love, though. And even this is a big closet. And this is a painting called Sunshine. I got an award on that. That's a very early painting. My dad used to come, and I love my dad a lot. And he would, to get me up to go to school, he'd say, "Hit the deck, Sunshine." So I've made my cat here called Sunshine. Okay, so this is a nice And I've got a million paintings. So these were one of my students. My husband always wore this red flannel shirt, and we both retired, and all we were doing is fishing, so I kind of got tired of it. So I said, I got to quit looking at that shirt. And this is a painting that I did in Florida, and they have a time capsule, and they put a copy of my painting in the time capsule because it reminded them of the people who lived on the island before, before it was developed. I forget the name of the tribe, but they showed me pictures, and I said, you're right, they do kind of, and they have the same ideas, teenagers, it's kind of the same no matter when. And then this room is a place where they have steps if you have a basement, but I didn't want a basement. And I love this room, it's my favorite room. And this is me, it's called The Scream. That's when I just get so upset with things. So, and I guess, and this one is me playing the fiddle. I've done a lot of things, And a friend of mine in Florida took an old violin and painted that for me. And here's a little one I did. This is me and my husband in Alaska. So I'm kind of getting involved in smaller pieces now because I have so many, I don't know what I'm going to do with them. Okay. Do you want to go in the bedroom here now? And I like the window here because it's really open. And both of these dog paintings are paintings of my dog. I was going to get a dog after my husband died. I was going to get a dog for a companion. And I had one picked out, and I thought, wait a minute, they have winter here. I haven't been to here in winter in years, so I got a cat instead. It's a friend of mine in Florida. She does these kinds of things. She's a very creative girl. This one is You Are What You Eat. I wanted to put it in the kitchen, but I don't have room for it. And this is the dining room. And this is a painting of one of my favorites. That's one of my students. Teenagers are really good at modeling for me. Adults don't like to do it. And I've been working on the backyard, so I have something to look at instead of just the fence, the gray fence. I like color. And this is a plant that I grew this plant. I had a lot of these in Wisconsin. And I was kind of a picky kid when I ate, so this is my plate when I was a little kid. It had to be divided. I still kind of do that. And then I wanted to get some way to exercise more, so I bought this stationary bike, and I said, and I don't know if you noticed a treadmill in the other room, but I thought, well, maybe this is going to be a gym for exercising instead of a house, yeah. Oh, and these photos, I'm really interested in photos now. I woke up one day and I just stepped out the front door, and that was over at Meadowbrook, that sunrise. And then I love these sunflowers. So I like to do photography too. This came with me from Wisconsin. There's a guy who does things with leftover stuff. I had an alligator in Florida, but I didn't bring it with me. It was by my pool, but I figured people wouldn't like that here. So I got really involved this year. These are all native plants. And I have a funny feeling we're going to grow that out a little bit someday. And this are my grasses. It kind of covers up the air conditioners. And then I put that in so I don't have to see the air conditioners. Yeah. So it's, small and I'm not quite used to this, but it's better than nothing. Yeah. I had this inside for a while, but it's so big. So this is Miss Euphoria. She welcomes people when they come here. So you can say hi to her or whatever you want to do. Yeah. When the other guy was here, they would come here and spray for weeds, and they were killing my plants too, some of them. And so I said, don't touch this, I can take care of it. So I've just added new things. And I grew tomatoes. I had a few tomatoes. And yeah. And they wanted to cut this down. I said, no, I like this because I can look out my window here and not see everybody. So, yeah. Who knows what'll turn up. And a friend of mine, she brought me the new ones. Those are, they're going to be those black-eyed Susies. And they'll be big and tall. And pretty soon nobody will be able to find me. Yeah. I'm kind of private. I'm kind of independent, as you can tell. When I would be practicing my fiddle, I would be in there and then close these doors, and my cat would be going, meow, 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 meow. Wait a minute. She was just going nuts. So I assumed she didn't like my playing. And so I'm still cleaning this place out. This is a big room. And I come in here, and I got my fiddle down here, and I just practice here. And then I close the door. Of course, the cat can't get in, And I think she's happy that I've done that. And that's ironic, since you're a dog lover. I had this wonderful dog, you saw the paintings. And when I was first playing, I would be up in the dining room playing, and she would be, he's a he, by me, because he was my dog. And the minute I'd start playing, he'd go run downstairs and play and sit with my husband, who was playing the banjo. So, wait a minute, do you like the banjo better than the fiddle? I think it was those high pitches. And he kept doing that for a long time. And one day, he came and stayed right by me. And that's when I realized he is losing his hearing. Yeah, I wasn't getting better though, so yeah. But it was a great, great dog too. Oh, there's another painting, I forgot about that. I saw this couple on a boat in Florida, and they'd been out all day, and she was so tired. I thought he was so nice to take care of her. And there's all kinds of stuff out there. And I'm doing one now. It's kind of crazy. It'll be a small one, because I get a massage, and one day I left the house where I'd had my massage, and I said to the lady, look at my hair. Because she does massage up there. She said, that's called massage head. So now I'm doing a self-portrait called massage head. It'll be funny. So just little things stir me on. And so, yeah, so I got plenty of room to, in fact, I'm working to try to get rid of half of this stuff. Yeah. I've been donating a lot to Salt and Light and things. So, yeah. My furniture is old. It came with me from Wisconsin. I didn't bring many things from Florida. And this piece out here, well, this butcher block. My husband had a big fight over that. Now, we were just newly married, and I said, I'd like that. Of course, we didn't have much money. He said, that's stupid, we don't want that. So this older man comes along and touches it and says, boy, isn't that nice? It's really well. I said, I know. And my husband looked at me and said, okay, we'll get it. Because you know, he was a woodworker, so. Actually, I've had a pretty fun life, haven't I? Yeah. This piece, when my husband and I were first married, we didn't have any money, so we just rented a house by a lake, and this was in the room, the house. So we stayed there about 3 years, and then we could afford to get a house. And this guy came in and he said, I'd like for you guys to have this. Do you want to buy it? I said, well, we would, but we don't have any money. And we really didn't. He said, well, $25. I said, really? So we bought it, yeah. It's got a lot of history to it, yeah. So.
What about in this corner, Peg? What's this?
What?
That little person in the barrel. Is there a story behind there?
Well, the barrel is from my husband making wine. He made hundreds of bottles of wine, and he wanted to keep one of the barrels. And that statue I just found at a show, and I just liked her. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I just have things I like. This is really old, too. Yeah, my husband made the coffee table, and yeah. Furniture has the same joy for me as if it's good looking or it has some history to it. Same as paintings, you know. Yeah. About a month after my husband died, and I'd had this big crash on my leg too, I thought I wanted to get a dog. I think I told you that, but then I realized there's winter here. So I went to a place and saw the cats. And they only had 2 because I didn't want a young cat. This one is about 2 years old. And they said, well, we have 2. One is very loving. The other one is really stubborn and independent. I said, gosh, that sounds just like me. We will bond, and we did. And so I was glad I could get her, yeah. Yeah, that's about all, I think.
All right, well, thank you so much for joining us today for our Clark Lindsey Conversations in our Monarch Villa. We are building new villas here, and we do have one Monarch Villa available. So thanks again, and we will see you next month. Take care.
Hello, I am Michelle Roberts. I am the Program Director of the Occupational Therapy Assistant Program at Parkland College. And I'm excited to be here today to introduce you to CUI's exercise. And what this is just a couple little exercises you can do from a seated position. And that we're gonna work on breath and some stretches. So sit back in your chair, your back against the chair, feet flat on the floor. And I'm gonna have you take your arms out. Your arms are like your wings of the owl. The owl is part of our logo. So your wings of the owl, you're gonna bring them out to the side, and you're gonna bring them up and take a deep breath in as you go up. Only go as far as you comfortably can go. No pain with this. Breathe in, turn your palms down and breathe out. And move slowly. We're gonna do that again. And you're gonna breathe in peace, joy, and then let out anything negative. You're gonna breathe in wisdom of the owl. And just let it all out. Then I want to have you roll your arms up, bring your arms, your wings back into a circle. Get those shoulders moving. Breathe in and out. In and out. Think about just spreading those back of your wings out. Okay. And one more. Good. And now we're just going to take another deep breath in with your wings. And breathe out. Another thing that owl does is he looks around, right? So you're going to just look around your environment to the right. Just look at what's around there. To the left. Just moving only your head as comfortably as you can. Back to center. You can look up. As long as it doesn't cause you to be dizzy, be careful with that. And look down. And come back up. And then lean your head to one side as well as comfortable. And then the other side. And that is your CUWISE exercise. I hope you felt some blood moving through your arms and you got good deep breaths and you have a little peace and wisdom. Thank you for watching.
Thank you for tuning into CUWISE TV. We hope you enjoyed the show. This video can be accessed anytime on youtube.com. In the YouTube search bar, type in UPTV6 and look for their microphone logo. We hope you will join us again next week for more local, engaging content designed specifically for Champaign County older adults. Take care and stay safe.